as we have seen soil profile and types of soil. Now, as like in case of water and air, we have seen that we have polluted that at the very high pace. So here we are not limitized ourselves, we are just exploiting soil again. Okay, so here soil is get eroded and that is known as soil erosion. So this is a kind of polluting the soil. How? So soil erosion, as the name suggesting, something get eroded मतलब कुछ खराब हो जाना या सड़ जाना या बर्बाद हो जाना, उसको erode करना कहते हैं. So we are basically doing that, we are eroding the soil. How and what is it actually? Actually, it is the removal of the top layer of the soil. You know that we are having different profiles, that here at the least position we were having the bedrock. Okay, how that is rock bedrock we can say. So this bedrock, this is main parent rock, yes, and after that we were having subsoil. Okay, and इससे ऊपर क्या होगा हमारे पास top soil. So this top soil is basically where our plants, our trees getting roots and growing like a miracle. Okay, so these are the places where the trees and plants and our houses are growing. The top soil is very important because even one thin layer of this top soil is made up of humus. Okay, now this is humus. So removal of this top soil is making hazardous thing for the growth of the plants also. So how does it getting removed? What are the major causes that we are going to discuss in this topic? So this is done by basically wind and water. Like wind is moving, so it is picking up particles of the soil and taking it with it. And in the same manner, when the water is coming like in the form of rain, in the form of river, so all these water taking up all the soil together and collecting it and depositing it at other parts. So now, but one part get exploited because of this, and this is happening because of all human activities. Okay, so we are directly or indirectly are responsible because we are making deforestation. So deforestation are cutting up of the trees and that trees actually holding up the top layer of the soil. So this would be easy for us to maintaining the top soil here. But when we are cutting trees, then actually what we are doing? We are making the soil to get loose. So this is soil erosion. If you are asked with the definition, so you can just give the part that it is the removal of the top layer of the soil. Okay, like here in picture, as you can see, all these examples are the grooves that have been made because of the soil erosion. Earlier it used to be like a plain surface. So plain thing get eroded and make a thing like cuttings are made here because of the taking up of actual soils. तो ये सारी soils जो है side से जहाँ से cut लगे हुए हैं, that all are taken up by the wind and water. Now, causes of soil erosion. So this is the most important thing. You have seen what is basically soil erosion, but इसके causes क्या-क्या हैं? Here is the wind. So first thing is wind, that I have told you, wind is taking up the soil particles with it and taking it to the next part, and somewhere else it is getting deposited again and again. This is the natural cause. Heavy rains. If the rain climatic condition get changed immediately, and the type of the soil depends upon the holding capacity of the water, and if it cannot hold that much of water, then due to like heavy rain, a lot of water is present at the moment and it is all washed away with the rain water. So we can say that topsoil get removed by the heavy rains. Improper farming, like in some parts of India also, it has been done that the farming is going to be continuous. Like a land is here, and on a particular land, if you are growing a crops, okay, at that moment these crops are using the minerals that is in the soil at the part, and when the harvesting time is coming, all these crops get cut down. Fine. Now that means one kind of mineral from the soil is used up, has been used up. Now immediately what farmer do, they are going to bow, like sow कर देते, bow कर देते हैं, ये उसमें क्या कर देते, तो sowing of the next crop that is using next kind of mineral, and that just within a month they have done it. So एक बार पहले आप लैंड को replenish होने दो, उसको अपने nutrients, अपने minerals दोबारा regain करने दो. After that you can sow anything. But what do farmers are doing these days? They are just for getting more and more profit. They sow once time this thing, and again continuously they are sowing it again. Okay, so this is a sort of example of improper farming that should not be done. Again, this is removing, this is degrading the quality of the soil. So soil quality is degrading in this condition, that is making it bad. Okay, now human actions like expansion of urban sectors. Okay, now what is this? Human actions like expansion. Human population is increasing, and day by day we need a space to live in. So where do we live? Where will we make our home now? Now the land that is present, so urbanization is going to be expand, and when urbanization is going to expand, that means lots of factories will be built up, lots of apartments will be built up. For that we have to cut down the forest, and if we are cutting down all the forest, then only we are able to make such kind of cities. And now these cities are actually degrading the quality of soil by cutting down the forests. And when we are cutting all the forests, जब सारे ही पेड़ कट जाएंगे, then whose root are going to hold the topsoil? Topsoil are just held by the portion of the root level. Only these are the availability for us who is holding this topsoil. Now when the forests are just cut down, all the deforestation process because of this urbanization is making them hazardous. Okay, so these were the causes. Now next is dust storms. So dust storms, तूफान आ जाते हैं. This is again a natural calamity, it is not a human action. So तूफान आना, कभी अपने साथ में वो भी बहुत सारी मिट्टी लेके चले जाते हैं. That is again very bad, and you know during dust storms a lot of crop production also get damaged. So this is again loss of farmers. So students, I hope these causes of soil erosion get explained. Now let us see one more is here, that is frequent floods. Okay, in some parts of India like Bihar and West Bengal, there are frequent floods because of the heavy rains. So this part is related to the heavy rain only. So heavy rains are making floods, and floods are taking up of all the topsoils. Now let us see the effects of soil erosion. What are the effects? This is the first one, that the loss of fertile soil. You know that when this topsoil get washed away, so all the nutrients here that are present on the topsoil also get washed away. Now when these nutrients are going to be washed away, then where will the tree grows? Where will be the crop produce? Because crop needs nutrient to grow better, and this makes the vegetables and the fruits, we can say, and other kinds of plants, we can say, to have a improper growth. तब वो बहुत ज़्यादा growth नहीं दिखा पाते हैं because of the loosen up of fertility. Now landslides, you know that roots are making the topsoil to hold up. When these roots are going to be cut up, जैसे ये tree है, when these roots are holding the soil, and if it is going to be cut, that means roots are not going to do work now. When this is not done, so this land is going to loosen up. Okay, ये सब लूज हो जाएगा, और जब ऐसा होगा तो बड़े पहाड़ी क्षेत्रों पे भी हो जाता है ऐसा, and some part of the plain areas. So what happens, प्लेन एरियाज में क्रैक्स आ जाते हैं और जो थोड़े ऊंचे प्लेट्यूज है वहां पर लैंडस्लाइड्स हो जाते हैं. These are the reasons for the landslides, because earlier we haven't heard like lots of landslides are happening. So why landslides? Because the roots are not holding up the top soil very well right now. So this makes the soil to loosen up and eventually causes the landslide. And effects of soil erosion is again causes also the flood and effects are also the flood. Like फ्लड आने से सॉइल इरोजन हो जाता है. जब सॉइल इरोजन हो गया एक बार तो दोबारा से फ्लड आने की गुंजाइश हो जाती है. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज यू नो व्हेन द सॉइल गेट इरोडेड इट इवन डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली गेट द fertility of the soil get reduced. Now when the fertility get reduced, that makes this tree not to grow, these kinds of trees and plants not to grow very well. So when they are not growing very well, that means again the roots are not here, and the roots are not here, that means maybe irregularity of rainfalls happen. Like कहीं पे बारिश अब होता है, ऐसा है जहां कभी बारिश ही नहीं हुई वहां अब बाढ़ आ रही होती है बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लाइमेटिक चेंज. तो ये इम्बैलेंस आ चुका है विद द रेन साइकिल. Okay, because of cutting down of the trees, or we can say the bad plantation. Now this is the silting of water reservoirs. Okay, so this is also the effect. Like क्या होता है, पहले percolation ज़्यादा होता था because of the good quality of soil. Now topsoils get removed and the subsoil is there. So subsoil and the big particles are going to present now on the soil. So small particles तो ज़्यादा रहे नहीं है. Okay, और even उसके बीच में भी क्या हो रहा है, clay particles ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं. So ये सब चीजें क्या बना रहे हैं, वाटर को अच्छे से परकुलेट नहीं होने दे रहे हैं. वाटर का जो अंडरग्राउंड लेवल है वो रिड्यूस होता जा रहा है. दैट मीन्स अंडरग्राउंड वाटर इज गोइंग टू बी रिड्यूस बाय टाइम. सो वी कैन से दैट वाटर रिजर्वॉयर्स आर गोइंग टू बी रिड्यूस because all the water get hold up due to the large amount of flood. So water will be hold up at the top layer only. It is not going to percolate, and if it is going to percolate, अगर वो percolate हो भी जाता, then it would be the better option for the plants to grow again, but it is not going to happen. So this automatically be the reason. So all these are the effects of the soil erosion, and they should be done correct by measuring steps. And that here we are going to discuss that what prevention we can take up. So basic measuring steps for the prevention of the soil erosion is the first one is terrace farming. At the hilly areas, like in today's days, what we are going to do, we are making them as the terrace farming like this. Like on the slopes, we are just cutting the slopes in such a manner that is making it for the vegetation. Like it is a slope, so we cannot grow and we cannot make it green again once we are doing the maybe it is happening with the natural calamities or maybe human activities, but once it get eroded, it cannot be green again. So what effort we can make? We can just cutting the slides of the mountain slope like this, and we can grow plants here, and like rice plantation, tea plantation can be done at these parts, as you have seen in Assam also. On the terrace farming only we grow teas, and here at the part of the Himachal and Uttarakhand, on the terrace farming we produces rice here. So these are basically making the topsoil regaining its nutrients again. How? Just these roots are going to hold up the topsoil so it will not get erode. Even the water which is going to slide like this, so the compositions that the water is taking up with itself, it's getting deposited here at this position, and from here it can get here at this position, and step by step it is going to deposit the useful nutrients that is it was going to washed away earlier. Now it is very useful, terrace farming. Now next is proper draining canal around the fields. So you know, like in large fields we are having a crop production is going to be happen here. But what happens, sometimes farmers are watering them, okay, when they are doing so, lot amount of water get washed away and it can go around here and here at the random places like this. So this should not be done. A proper drainage system should be there, okay. So that proper drainage system around the canal should be made, around this field in a form of canal should be made, so that this could again be reused and it could be stored into the tanker. Now this water which is going to be like going anywhere, it should be regained and reused again for the same field. And it is very useful water because it is having the other nutrients also. So we can say that proper drainage canal around the field are the good example for prevention of soil erosion. Now the third one is the making strong embankments. Yes, this one is most important. Like I have told you about Khadian system also. Like when the raining is come, so it is going to be washed away all the topsoil. So that is again going to be protect. Likewise, we have made the terrace one here. So we can do one more thing, that अराउंड दी लाइक लैंड पे भी, प्लेन एरियाज में भी थोड़ा बहुत तो स्लोप होता ही है, जहाँ पे पानी का डायरेक्शन अपने आप चला जाता है. एट दैट पॉइंट सो वी कैन मेक हियर द एम्बैंकमेंट्स, सो दैट द वाटर विच इज कमिंग एंड टेकिंग अप द topsoil with it, it could collect here and could be stored and could be used for the next generation again. It could be stored, like all the nutrients could be stay here only, it is not going far. That gives us an idea that now our topsoil nutrients are here around our place only. So big embankments are used. Even these kinds of embankments are used to made like parallelly to the river, and also some part of the oceans also. Like in Mumbai also we are having marine breach, so that there also we are having very big embankments. These are the examples. So embankments बहुत ऊंची दीवारें होती है. These are big walls, sort of big walls, not so high but very well enough to protect, or we can say prevent the water to get flow and mix up with the ocean and other parts, so that our topsoil get stayed there only and not to get washed away totally and get away of the topsoil. So we can just prevent each and every part of our soil in such 3 steps, and these are not so tough. Government can take a better measurements to use these steps and to make our soil protected to get erode.